thanks so much for watching. Tonight and always, we're here for you. Good night.
KUAM News headlines are presented by Calvo's Insurance, protecting Micronesia for 85 years. Matson and the Adai Itano program. Apply at matson.com and McDonald's of Guam. I'm loving it.
Ahead on KUAM News Primetime.
A massive cleanup underway at Ipao Beach Park thanks to community members and volunteers, including some 100 service members. I'm Mitsuki Hirayama with a story coming up.
From essays to social media videos, a senior at George Washington High School finally has his voice heard, affecting real change. I'm Destiny Cruz-Langus with the story tonight.
It's day 2 of the 17th Annual University of Guam Conference on Island Sustainability, where the focus is on helping island communities recover and rebuild. I'm Janice Carrasco. Story tonight on Primetime.
Typhoon recovery updates are brought to you by Burger King, reminding island residents to keep informed and stay safe. IT&E, connections that matter. KFC, it's finger licking good. And SPPC 76 Circle K, take it easy.
Here at home, we continue to restore, rebuild, and recover from Super Typhoon Sulaco. Hafa and good evening, everybody. I'm Jason Salas. We are KUAM. This is Prime Time, and these are your top stories for tonight. Well, one of the places where Sulaco's impacts and ongoing recovery efforts can be seen is in the heart of our island's tourism district. Community, government, and military partners came together for a massive cleanup effort at Ipao Beach Park and Matapang Beach over in Tumon, including nearly 100 service members from the USS Boxer Amphibious Ready Group. Matsuki Hirayama has tonight's top story.
After being damaged and scattered by Super Typhoon Sinlaku, this iconic I Love Guam sign is now back together thanks to a massive community cleanup here at the Ipao Beach Park.
Recovery efforts underway in the heart of the island's tourism district on Tuesday after Typhoon Sinlaku battered Guam shores. Nearly 100 sailors and Marines with the USS Boxer Amphibious Group spending their time ashore, assisting the Guam Visitors Bureau destination. The joint operation focused on clearing significant amounts of sand, trash, and debris scattered by the storm, according to GVB Public Information Officer Lisa Bordalio.
So as you can see, they are cleaning up here at Ipao. It was a lot of work. It doesn't seem so until you get into the main pavilions and you see so much rocks and debris and wash up. And then also Matapang Beach Park, which so half of the crew is cleaning up there as well. So grateful to work with and welcome working with any volunteer groups that want to help in the recovery efforts.
It's been all hands on deck since Sinlaku's passage just north of Guam last week. Bordalio says various community groups have already been mobilizing to clean up Guam's public beaches immediately after the storm.
I know that the Guam Kayak and Canoe Federation, shout out to them, they took it upon themselves to go down to Matapang on Saturday to start up the cleanup down there. And then we heard of a bus driver group that was there also yesterday. And then DPR, of course, their crews are working very hard. But a lot of the beach volleyball community has gotten together to go down to Jimmy D's and try to clean up the beach there and assist the surrounding businesses. So we really appreciate all the community groups and the athletic organizations and the government agencies that have been working really hard to help Guam recover.
Those efforts are crucial as the island's tourism industry is still on the road to recovery from Typhoon Mawar and the COVID-19 pandemic.
It's extremely important. We already are seeing visitors, coming in, but we want to be able to put out that message that Guam is open, Guam is ready, and we are, ready for you to come and visit. So the faster that we can, recover our beaches and our public spaces back to normal, the better it is for Guam.
Meantime, visitors already seen enjoying the island's beautiful waters behind the backdrop of the now restored I Love Guam sign. Mitsuki Hirayama, KUAM News.
And as always, we want to say thank you for your service to our friends in uniform, especially for taking care of our beloved beaches. Great job, men and women. All right, Guam leaders are pushing to accelerate recovery efforts following the devastation from Sinlaku. Governor Lulian Guerrero, with support from Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio, has formally requested federal authorization to activate the Guam National Guard under Title 32. That move would allow guardsmen to work alongside federal partners, boosting manpower on the ground and speeding up relief efforts across Guam and the CNMI. Officials say the goal is to clear roadways faster, expand support for first responders, and get critical aid to families more quickly. The administration also emphasized a more unified regional response as we continue to support hard-hit communities in the northern Marianas. The request builds on the Fed's earlier emergency declaration, with leaders now focusing on long-term recovery. Let's go to education news now. As a senior over at the home of the Geckos is proving that student voices matter, affecting real change after raising concerns over the unpaved entrance to the Mangilao campus. Destiny Cruz-Langas has more from GW.
It's been a rocky road to change for the students of George Washington High School. But come Tuesday's end, one long-standing issue could finally be smoothed over. On Tuesday, the Department of Public Works confirming with KUAM that the agency is paving the main entrance road to the Mangilao campus, a problem that's been impacting student safety and school pride. For GW senior Genesis Babauta, it's a welcomed solution after months of advocating for change. Babauta speaking out about the issue on social media earlier this month, garnering community support and even the attention of island leaders.
Our voices matter, and we're not just students, but we're community members and citizens of the island. Without the community helping me and making my voice heard, it's nothing. Right? I'm just speaking to no one, and I'm really grateful to them. I'm grateful that they gave me the opportunity to speak up and create a real change for my school and leave the school with something more.
He now encourages other students and residents to get vocal and stay on top of what matters to them, whether big or small.
It's a small road. It's on the side. It's not even on the main road heading to UOG. It's only in GW's campus. But I see that the little things say a lot. A lot of people, they only see the articles I write. They only see the videos that I post on social media. But they don't see the background work, the meetings that I go to, meeting with senators, meeting with the lieutenant governor, all the emails that I've sent. I've sent out hundreds of emails and I've gotten ignored hundreds of times. And really the big message that I want this road and this paving to portray is that things don't come right away, right? A lot of times we got to accept the no, but really it's persistence that gets these things done.
And as students are expected to return to the home of the Geckos Wednesday, they could witness the project's completion, barring any issues, according to DPW Deputy Director Linda Ibanez. Meantime, the project is estimated to cost $130,000. Destiny Cruz-Langas, KUAM News.
All right, great report, Destiny, and good job, Genesis. Well done. Well, there is good news, speaking of, for current SNAP participants, as they are set to receive more than half of their April benefits soon, as a push from the Guam Department of Public Health and Social Services as part of their initiative to aid in the island's recovery efforts following Super Typhoon Sinlaku. Yet, some island residents who are not regular SNAP participants are now asking for updates on the Disaster SNAP program. KUAM's Don Salat has more.
Current Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program participants can expect to receive 63% of their April benefits automatically uploaded to their electronic benefit transfer card after 7 p.m. on Friday, April 24th, said the Department of Public Health and Social Services. The automatic replacement of SNAP benefits shows a significant improvement in recovery efforts post-natural disaster. Previously, following the effects of Typhoon Mawar in 2023, SNAP participants had to submit a signed affidavit form, which included an estimated dollar value of food loss due to Mawar to DPHSS. According to DPHSS, following Typhoon Mawar, only 50% of replacement benefits for SNAP participants were approved. Now, 3 years later, post-Typhoon Sinlaku, DPHSS says the current 63% replacement, quote, was achieved through improved data reporting from ongoing modernization efforts within the department's public welfare system, end quote. However, some island residents who are not current SNAP participants are asking for updates on the Disaster Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or more commonly known as DSNAP. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, prior to allowing states to apply for DSNAP, the president must do a disaster of declaration for the state, and commercial channels of food distribution are available. As KUAM previously reported, President Donald Trump approved Governor Lulian Guerrero's request for a pre-landfall emergency declaration allowing for immediate federal assistance for the island. The USDA's Disaster SNAP Guidance Handbook states that the primary responsibility for providing emergency food assistance rests with the state agency. The handbook also says that the state must evaluate the need for a DSNAP or another feeding program and, if desired, submit to FNS a detailed request to operate a DSNAP. Additionally, once approved, it is the responsibility of the state agency to effectively implement the program. KUAM reached out to DPHSS for comment regarding DSNAP, but the response was pending as of press time. For more information on automated mass replacement SNAP benefits, you can visit our website to view DPHSS's frequently asked questions or call the Bureau of Economic Security at 671-300-8853 or 72, or the SNAP Disaster Call Center at 671-735-7321 or 25 or 10 or 68 or 22. Don Sulat, KUAM News.
Let's talk storm relief now, as a donation drive is currently underway supporting communities impacted by Sinlaku across Guam, the Sinai, and Chuuk State. Now, the Micronesia Climate Change Alliance, the Ajuda Foundation, EVOID, and partner organizations are busy actively collecting essential supplies daily through April 27th at the former LBJ Elementary School in Tamuning from 10 to 4. Needed items include canned goods, dry food, bottled water, cleaning supplies, toiletries, towels, batteries, tarp, and baby wipes. Organizers additionally call for volunteers to help receive and sort donations at the site. Well, many more island news headlines await you on the flip side of this break, everybody. Please stay tuned. You're watching KUAM.
Let's go to Grandma's.
Oh man.
The only thing slower than her internet is her stories.
Yeah, last time my video loaded, I aged 1 year. Is that? No way. Woo! Awesome.
Grandma, your internet slaps.
Sign up for GTA Fiber today and get grandkid approved internet for as low as $75 a month.
Hey, let's go.
Oh man.
Primetime continues right here on KUAM, everybody. I'm Jason Salas. As recovery efforts continue across the CNMI following Super Typhoon Sinlaku, relief is reaching those who need it most. Today in Garapan, the Salvation Army stepped in, distributing meals and support to families still reeling from the storm. CNMI leader and pastor Wayne Gillespie spoke with Marianas Press, sharing how the organization is mobilizing resources and volunteers on the ground to feed the community one meal at a time.
April 20th was the first mass feeding, which is what the CNMI Salvation Army does for during disasters. CNMI leader and pastor Wayne Gillespie.
We have distributed today 500 meals, and we hope to do this every day, although the numbers may change. The locations and the rules may change, and we're hoping to get with another nonprofit, local nonprofit, and open up another mass feeding site. But that's some days away before we can do that.
Gillespie's thoughts on Typhoon Sinlaku.
God himself was merciful to us. This island should, and I don't know what the other islands look like. This island should look like a bombing raid was conducted on it.
He said when he was going on a windshield tour, he was expecting hotel walls blown away, concrete structures damaged.
But the damage that I see it just stunned me. It's not even 10%. Even as bad as it is, it's not 10% of what it should have been. Yeah, we should have suffered just catastrophic damage.
As recovery continues, organizations like the Salvation Army remain on the front lines, providing not just meals, but hope for communities working to rebuild after Super Typhoon Sinlaku. If there are changes or updates, you can go to the CNMI Salvation Army Facebook page. Jonah Goncharfris, KUAM News.
And just a few scant days after Sinlaku made its closest point of approach to our island, the 17th Annual University of Guam Conference on Island Sustainability is putting on a spotlight and recovery across the Marianas.
It's day 2 of the 17th Annual University of Guam on Island Sustainability, where leaders are focusing on recovery, resilience, and the future of island communities. Building on the theme, Illuminating the Path to Prosperity, Dr. Austin Shelton shared a poem.
The theme is Illuminating the Path to Prosperity. So he has a couple really great lines in here, like, prosperity has been with our people for generations. Our elders used words for abundance that didn't mean taking for wealth. Abundance that only increased when shared among many hands. The path forward glows with island wisdom.
Dr. Shelton says organizers even considered delaying parts of the conference due to Typhoon Sinlaku. But despite those concerns, the turnout remained strong.
We were going to take part of our conference over to Saipan this week originally. And I said, President Galvin, are we going to, what should we do? Should we postpone? How can we help with what we're doing? We're struggling here in Guam, but we know you're struggling more there in Saipan and Tinian. What should we do? And he stopped me and he said, Austin, now is not the time to stand down. This is the time to stand up. This is what your conference is about. The sustainable future is a resilient future, and it's all about the recovery in times like this.
After the conference, I caught up with Dr. Shelton to learn more about what the conference is about and what this means for Guam.
But it's really about building the future after a disaster, building the future that we want to see. And so what we try to promote in the concepts of sustainable development is a sustainable, prosperous, and equitable future. And so sustainability is about meeting the needs of today without compromising the ability of future generations, which means is that we want to live on our island like we intend to stay here.
Executive Director Dr. Miriam Goldstein spoke about federal processing.
President Trump issued an executive order in April 2025, about a year ago, that fast-tracked deep-sea mining, both in international waters, and that is mostly not right now is not very near CNMI or Guam, but also in U.S. federal waters. And that is the areas that they're contemplating both to the east and the west of CNMI in those federal waters. And that is moving quickly forward. And now they have said they are going to issue leases in the fall of 2026. So there will be further public comment opportunities.
The conference continues through the week. Organizers say conversations like these are key to helping island communities better prepare for future challenges. Janice Carrasco, KUAM News.
Well, my friends, we got your sports report coming right up after the break. But first, there is big news coming out of the CNMI, other news that is, as the inaugural Marianas Games has been postponed. What was essentially supposed to be a mini Olympics for our region, what would have been the first annual athletic competition between Guam, Rota, Tinian, and Saipan, with each island competing individually, was set back until further notice, given the extent of the damage in Saipan due to Super Typhoon Sinlaku, notably with the Palacios baseball field and the Ada Gymnasium. The event is planned to rotate between all 4 islands, with Saipan scheduled to host this year's competition in June, with the Team Guam national squads heading up there to play. Sports events planned for the inaugural Marianas Games were track and field, badminton, 3x3 basketball, fast pitch softball, golf, indoor volleyball, open water swimming, va'a paddling, and weightlifting.
Now for a look at your world at home.
Here's a beautiful view from the coastlines over at Oka Point.
Isahu, isahu, aizu umisau. Isahu, isahu, aizu umisau.
Spring is here, and it's blooming with savings at Kmart Guam. Step into the season with fresh styles for the whole family. Tackle your spring to-do list with tools for every project. Get everything you need to be spring ready. Find it all this season at Kmart Guam.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
Just because I dress this way.
Just because I drink too much.
Just because I kissed you. Just because I'm dating you. Just because I've said yes before. Doesn't give you the right to do whatever you want with my body. Consent does not always rely on verbal agreement.
Consent is specific.
Consent is freely given. Consent is reversible. Consent is informed. Consent is enthusiastic.
The island of Guam recognizes sexual assault as a crime.
And it will land you in jail. If there is no consent,
it is sexual assault.
Tonight's sports feature is brought to you by Cars Plus.
Half a day, everybody. I'm Jason Salas, your 671 sports nerd, joined by the one and only Hazel Wilson. You know her, she silver medalist in the Pacific Mini Games in Palau, shattered the national record for the 100 hurdles in Tonga, and now has signed her letter of intent to attend Westmont College in California, heading stateside and everything. Hazel, congratulations to you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, what does this day, this moment mean for you? Because this is a culmination not just of one great season, one good meet and everything like that. This is a lifetime of work.
Yeah, I mean, this commitment to continue my sport, you know, it's a big deal. Going from high school to college, it's a change in seasons, it's a change in a lot of things. Leaving Guam is going to be difficult, but I know I have a great community here that'll support me through that.
Absolutely. There's tons of people behind the camera right now, everybody. Trust me, like all of it. Yeah, give it up, guys. There you go. You can't fake that. That's earned. Absolutely. Okay, now you've got a wonderful story, Hazel, and as long as I've been covering you, you know, in the national team is you're a homeschool athlete, and you've been able to run cross country for St. John's, you ran track for GW, and you run track this year for the great Regine Tugati, who's your coach at JFK. That's an amazing experience. You've had a lot of teammates, a lot of venues, a lot of coaches. What does the culmination of that experience mean to you, and what's it meant for, you know, for your career?
I mean, I really appreciate every single coach that has coached me because they have created what I am today. And just the way they dedicate themselves to the sport and to all their athletes, it's just amazing to see.
Okay, now all of your coaches, everybody, your parents, your sisters, you know, both tremendous athletes in their own right in soccer. You got so many friends here, but your game is totally your own. Yeah, what do you think you bring to this Division II school, and you know, how is it going to be essentially almost like starting over? Because as a freshman, you know, you're going to essentially learn the sport all over again.
Yeah, I think I'm going to bring like a sense of community to Westmont because I've learned in Guam that community is the most important thing in anything. And I think I can bring that sense of almost Guam to Santa Barbara.
Absolutely. Well, you're not almost Guam. You're 100% Guam. There's a 100% island girl right here, everybody. She loves the island, and she definitely is going to represent 671 out there at Westmont. Okay. That being said, like you said, you're going to miss your island home. What are you going to miss about island food?
Ooh, everything. Finadini, red rice, all of that.
Very good.
Don't tell Coach where she. All of it.
Okay, and you're also a woman in your family. You're a family of great faith and everything like that. So is there anything from the scripture that, you constantly turn to, as you make this new chapter in your journey and everything, or even, like when you're on the blocks?
I mean, I just do everything for him, and I think it takes off a lot of stress if you're trying to have people see you win instead of winning for yourself and winning for him and not for everybody else who's watching you. I think just having the sense of only the Lord's eyes are on you instead of everybody else is really something that has given me almost, it's given me passion, but it's also given me less anxiety in the sport.
Absolutely. Okay, so this is wonderful, and of course you're a student athlete first and foremost and everything like that, and you're going there on an academic and athletic scholarship, right? Okay, what do you plan to study there, and do you already have an idea of what you want to major in?
I am planning on majoring in environmental science.
Yep. Not an easy major too. Getting it done on the track and in the classroom and everything. Why'd you pick that major?
Just growing up on the island, I've always been surrounded by nature and the ocean, and I've just been in awe of nature and all of its everything. So I just want to get an environmental science major to protect it and just to learn more about it.
Okay, let's talk real quick about your career on the national team. I know you and Gwenaiza Barcinas are very, very close. She's over there. What's up, Gwen? Okay, describe some of your best moments running for Guam. You've got the Pacific Games, you had the mini Pacific Games, you had your experience in Tonga and everything like that. What are some of your best moments actually competing for us?
I'm not gonna out anything, but Gwen and I have been athletes ever since freshman year together. We've learned the sport together, and on the national team in high school, and she's just been really like a solid friend that I've had throughout all of the hard times in track, and I just really appreciate her as a friend and as an athlete. She's really pushed me, and because we're both in the 300 hurdles, so it's really great training with her.
Very nice. Okay, last question, Hazel, and then because we got a big celebration, guys, to get to and everything, because this is Hazel's day. So as a homeschool athlete and everything, what has it meant to you to be able to have that kind of experience? And there's a lot of people, like a lot of students right now, who would love to compete being homeschool athletes, but that wasn't possible before.
Right.
Yeah, you're a real role model for them.
I think it's a blessing being homeschooled. I get the flexibility of pushing myself academically as well as physically in my sport, and getting to see where I fit in most on teams is really important to me, and getting to meet everybody from different schools is really such a blessing. Being able to make connections and friendships throughout each school, like St. John's, JFK, GW, like all of those schools, I have at least I know a lot of people from all of those schools. Even GAA, I went to GAA in second grade, I'm still friends with a lot of my classmates from there. Yeah. Okay, well, Hazel Wilson, everybody, headed to represent the Warriors at Westmont College. Congratulations to you. Thank you, thank you. All right, good job, everybody.
Cookies.
Right.
Wings.
A pillow to sleep somewhere. Cards and letters from family. Something that's cute with a turtle on it.
Money. Gas cards.
Yeah. That's a nice care package, Hazel.
Yeah, it sounds like a pretty good trip.
You're gonna have a good freshman year.
Yeah.
DoorDash. A phone charger so she can call mom.
No.
Everyone has goals. Saying yes helps you get there.
Retirement, huh?
Yes. When is it your turn?
I'm working on it.
And well-deserved.
Could I be a truck guy?
Oh yeah, we totally see truck guy.
Can we really do that right now?
Yeah, wild, right?
Can we start that college fund?
Yes. Because yes is so much more than the answer to a question. First Hawaiian Bank. It all starts with yes.
From sauce to dust to nuggets. Diablo dusted crispy chicken nuggets. No, they don't come in mild. That would make like 0 cents with the name. Or the whole explosion thing we just did. New Diablo Dusted Crispy Chicken Nuggets. A brand new classic. Only at Taco Bell.
Freedom, that's a cheap thing. Freedom to ignore this, that's a cheap thing. Sacrificing facial hair to nature and involuntary blood donations, cheap things. No one signs up for an 800-pound bear chase. But if it happens, cheap thing. VIP parking, exfoliating, treating gravity like a suggestion, saying it'll dry. Free-range parenting, forgetting if that's a moose or an elk, all cheap things. Remembering without saying it, couldn't be more of a cheap thing. Sweating your tail off, freezing your tail off, an American saving another American's tail. Cheap things. Making a cheap vehicle for only people with cash like him? Not a cheap thing. Or confusing capability with unaffordability? No, not a cheap thing. Making adventure affordable? Now that's a cheap thing. So we're bringing you more cheap things this year, because cheap things should be everyone's thing.
Giving Every Tuesday is brought to you by Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
In the wake of devastation left behind by Super Typhoon Sinlaku, relief efforts are ramping up across the Marianas. A community-driven donation drive is now collecting critical supplies to support families in Saipan and Tinian, areas hit hard by the storm. Donations are being accepted at Cars Plus Mighty, now through Saturday, April 25th, from noon to 4 p.m. daily. Organizers say the focus is on priority items that can be quickly shipped and distributed, including bottled water, non-perishable and canned food, bags of rice, and essential hygiene items. Flashlights and batteries, along with cleanup supplies like buckets, tarps, and trash bins, are also in high demand as communities begin the long road to recovery. Officials emphasize no clothing donations will be accepted at this time to ensure space is prioritized for urgent needs. Shipping containers will be transported directly to Saipan and Tinian with support from local partners and logistics teams. As the islands continue to recover, this effort serves as a reminder of the region's strong sense of community and commitment to helping one another in times of need. For more information on how to donate or volunteer, visit KUAM.com.
Giving Every Tuesday is brought to you by Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love. News Bites is brought to you by Docomo Pacific Better Together, Fresco Clothing, original custom design apparel of Guam and the Marianas. Half a day, everybody. Time for your News Bites. And what do we got first? The PDC Festival, Irek Sanitasi. I was talking to Mayor Jesse Allig, and he was saying that unfortunately, though they had to postpone it because of the typhoon, it will be back. It will be awesome. It will be fun. Central Guam throws a party like no other, right? So it has now been moved to the end of May. That's just more time to prepare. Get ready for some good Central Guam hospitality. Nothing like it on island. All right, Devil Wears Prada 2. It has been 20 years since the original film came out, and you are going to want to check this out because there are people in our company who've been literally waiting 19 straight years. Can't stop talking about when is part 2 going to come out. Almost the entire same cast, and it is going to be April 30th at 7 p.m. Special screening. Make sure to check it out. Our friends at Bank of Guam and the Guam Women's Chamber of Commerce have allowed us to put on this amazing cinematic experience, and we hope to see you there. And then the Guam Women's Chamber of Commerce, speaking of, they've got a golf tournament coming up. These ladies never stop working, you guys. And although it's postponed, they pushed it back, and they're doing a disco theme, all right? Golf balls and disco balls. It's a beautiful combination, right? It's awesome. And it's still going to be at Country Club of the Pacific, so you will still be able to enjoy a wonderful 18-hole round of golf down in God's country with some amazing ladies who do some incredible work for our island community. So make plans, get your collared shirt, get your visor, get your big afro, get your bell bottoms, get everything like that we used to wear in the 70s. And I was like 2 years old. And we'll see you there, all right? Now it's time for your birthday shout-outs. Wah, 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 wah. Happy April 21st birthday, everybody. Specifically going out to Mila Marie Flores. Happy birthday number 3 to our little princess. And we love you and hope you enjoy your special day coming from Mom, Dad, Kainoa, Malia, Kiyoki, Kainalurai, and the entire family. And happy 54th birthday to Jess Camacho. You're finally at that age, your shout out says, when your back goes out a lot more than we do. It's time to sit back and relax now. And your entire family says, we love you. Want to wish your special someone a happy birthday? Just click the QR code here on your screen or email birthdayclub@kuam.com. E. 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 Thanks for watching Health, Home, and Lifestyle right here on KUAM. Check us out anytime on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/KUAM News, for all of our episodes about how you can live a happy and healthy island life. Oh, hi. Howdy, everybody. I'm Jason Salas, and I'm here in the library. Welcome to Health, Home, and Lifestyle, where we show you how to live a happy and healthy island life. This is a place where knowledge is stored, archived, and shared, and that's exactly what we do here on the show each and every Tuesday right here on KUAM. We got a great show for you this week, so enjoy. Here's what we have for you today. Half a day, everybody. We are finally back. I was on vacation for a couple of weeks, but I got my girls here. I got Liz Duenas, the one and only, from representing Tumon Bay during the typhoon. Liz, thank you for sending us the videos, and we're glad you and Uncle John up on essentially like the 9th floor of a very tall building. We're glad you guys fared well.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, and then of course Gina Campos, all the way over in Pago Bay. That place got a lot of wind, Gina, and rain. So we're glad you did well too, and Leonard.
Oh yeah, always. Yeah, we always manage to, it passes us. So and you know what, Jason, we can't complain about, I mean, I know there are some families here who are hit hard, but generally speaking, comparison to our brothers and sisters in Saipan, this was a blessing for us.
Absolutely. Well, before we get to tonight's topic, let's go ahead and talk about that. So how has the real estate community, not just the agents, but the surveyors, the assessors, the people that are in title and everything like that. Have you guys actually talked about doing something for people that were directly affected by the typhoon up in the NMI?
I think the Realtors Association, we're looking at pulling together an effort to help, and then collaborating with one of the other organizations. I know that there was some discussion on that on the board chat, and that we're going to meet and figure out what we need to do to help.
Absolutely. And our thoughts and prayers, of course, always go up to Tinian and Saipan, because we've all got friends, we've all got classmates, we've got a family up there too. I would assume that the insurance community is very, very busy up there, and it is going to be so for the next several weeks.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so that being the case, we want to kind of like tie in natural events of forces of nature. When Mother Nature has like storms for us and everything like that. Liz, we're going to talk about how this may affect a deal you're in the middle of or that you're putting together right now as far as your property.
That's right. So, for example, we had some buyers that were pending on a transaction. They looked at the property a few months ago and we're about ready to close. So the past few days, we've been doing inspections of some of these properties that are already currently pending and ready to close their sale transaction. So the buyers actually want to go see the property and make sure that the property looks the way it did before the typhoon. So we've done this over many years during typhoons, where we go back, and we've had situations where windows were broken after the typhoon, debris all over the yard, water leaks, all over the property. But this one inspection that I did over the weekend, the home was beautifully intact. The yard looked great. The only difference with the home was in the backyard, there was debris, which the owner, the seller, is going to haul away and make sure it doesn't sit on the property when they close the transaction. And then when we went through the house, the only water intrusion was wind-driven, which was through the front door, which of course didn't create any damage. And I think many of us on the island had wind-driven water seeping through windows and doors. But in that particular case, there was, I think, no other damage within the property. But in the past, I know we've had cases where the windows were broken, things flew away from the home. The roof on top of the carport was tin, and that got hauled away. So in those type cases, the seller would have to place the home in the condition it was before the typhoon, or unless a buyer comments that these items are okay, I could handle that, but it has to be a joint decision between the buyer and the seller. And if something was broken, the seller has replaced the window and done some repairs to bring it to the original condition when they first viewed the home.
And Gina, that is kind of the operative phrase right there, because the original condition that the property was in, when those discussions were being had for the transaction, right? Is this also an opportunity for a buyer to maybe get additional value off of this? Because, for all we know, like Liz was just saying, the roof of the carport may have been broken or ripped in two and everything like that. And now maybe the seller says, hey, I know a guy and everything. So instead of just replacing the carport, I actually put in a moonroof.
Jason, the things you think of, I would,
I'm an advertising major. I think that way.
Yeah. I would love to be your realtor when you get out there and buy a home, because it's going to be an exciting ride.
You both are going to do that deal when it's time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But the terms of the contract it's really clear. And that's what Liz is trying to explain, that it absolutely says that between the time the contract is signed and the day the deed is transferred to the buyer, that the house has to remain in substantially the same condition. Now, could a buyer get an improvement? If the roof of a tin extension or carport or dirty kitchen is blown off, it has to be replaced. Based on the contract, because what the buyer saw when they signed the contract, you have to deliver the house in substantially the same condition. And so, yeah, that is a negotiating thing. Does it have to absolutely be replaced? If the buyer says it has to absolutely be replaced, then yeah, the seller's obligated to do that. And then let's shift a little bit and think about what our insurance companies are responsible for. For instance, we do a lot of property management services here at the office. So right now, some of the agents and all our property managers, we're out there inspecting properties. And when your paint on your home, like if you're in a transaction, which, like Liz, we're in a transaction, and the paint on the home has been substantially damaged, it's certainly not the same condition it was before the storm hit. That I've reached out to the owners and I've said, file a claim. File a claim, because it does appear that much of the home, the exterior part of the home, has to be repainted in order to return it to the same condition. Reach out to your insurance company and file that claim, because this is what insurance coverage is for. And so there's a lot of instances where that's actually what we're doing, is filing claims.
Okay, now if you've gone through, kind of like the dance of let's have the house formally inspected by a professional, and then as is the buyer's prerogative, the buyer can go back out there again. Do you see a lot of buyers taking like a second look and just saying, oh, I'd like to go check it out? Like, again, I already know I want to buy it, but I'd like to, just see what happened with the storm, because you may be at the bottom of a hill, or, I've kind of got some concerns about flooding, or is that common, Liz?
It's common, and we're getting that a lot, and we're doing that actually right now, taking the buyers. I have another inspection I'm scheduling. They want to see, what was done, what happened to the unit during a typhoon. The one I'm going to do probably in the next few days is the VKT condo. It's currently pending, and the buyer's off island, but their agent is going to come through and look at the property, video with the buyer, just to see, okay, here's the condition it is right now.
Is that the one that we did an episode from in that one time? I think it's on the fourth one. Okay, the Villa Cantatasi, beautiful place.
Yeah. So we're going to do a walkthrough and make sure the buyer's comfortable. And then we're going to ask some questions. And during the storm, what happened? Did water seep through? Where did it come from? And what other damage was incurred during the typhoon?
How about, Gina, because as realtors, you're responsible for the transaction of that property, like itself, right? What about like in the larger like scope of like a neighborhood, and say like a transformer was damaged, or there was some infrastructural concerns and everything like that? What if the buyer brings that up?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, transformers, things power lines, you can't control that. I mean, there's absolutely, it's going to happen. Mother Nature will do what it does, right? And so those type of things are beyond your control.
Now it pays to spread the Better Together experience. With our brand new referral program, you can earn up to $150 in account credits for every referral you bring in. That's right, family, neighbors, friends, even your coworkers. Just pass them your account name and account number. When they sign up for Docomo Pacific service and drop your info, cha-ching! Credit applied. So spread the word and start stacking those savings. Additional conditions may apply. Docomo Pacific, we're better together.
Good luck going after our fans. We have a Huntrix meal at McDonald's.
You mean the Saja Boys breakfast meal?
Ours has Ramyun McShaker fries.
Ours has hash browns.
Hash browns.
Zoe!
It's a battle for the fans.
We love you!
What?
Now at McDonald's. Pick a meal.
To pick a side. Don't fight. Kiss.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
For those of you in property management, a lot of the times we're hardcore. You guys are out before we are. So talk about, like, as a property manager, what you have to do and, how you go and what you're looking for. Because Gina, you manage what, like dozens of properties?
We manage quite a few. And you're right. Even before the storm ended, we had to go out and check all the buildings to make sure they weren't flooded, to make sure that when they put us back into, readiness condition 1 and we could go to the office, that the employees can return. We were running around with our workers, putting fuel in all the generators for all the units, because some of them, you do try to call the people to fuel the generators in advance of the storm, but there's just so much activity that you have no guarantee that they did it. So the day before the storm was over, our people were running around checking the generators, checking the fuel level, making sure when the doors open that we were able to run. In our office, we actually just got power, I think, Sunday night. So we were running on generator for a whole week, getting the fuel and the generator people to come down. So you really have to have it. It's the people that you have to put in line that would help you with all of that, because a couple of people can't do it all. And then the other thing is, we forget, when you put up these shutters, you've got to take them down. Mm-hmm. So you need people for that. It's a people business for sure.
Oh, and I'm old enough to remember that when whenever storms would come out here, like in the 90s when I was graduating from high school, my dad always made me go around the house with him with a big wooden, speaking of plywood, those big storm shutters that you would have to slot into the windows. And these days, right, Liz, it seems like the accordion shutters are kind of like the norm.
The accordion shutters are much more convenient because you can just pull it. I know we went to one of our rental units. John had to hammer, because after many years sitting, those typhoon shutters need WD-40. So he kept hammering to get the shutters to close. Yeah. But I think the harder one are the panels, because you have to slide them individually in, and then you have to bolt them in place so that the individual panels do not fly away.
And again, from a property management standpoint, not every property is the same. You may have a house that's at the top of a hill that's still really, really windy. You may be at the bottom of a valley. Liz just talked about Villa Contentasi. That's essentially in a high rise. So you guys have to be a multi-tool asset, essentially.
You should have heard the shutters. It sounded like all through the typhoon and even the day after, like a freight train was going by, because it was just rattling constantly. But I got to share. Gina was sharing that Leonard bought this foam, and I think we should buy some of that foam at Home Depot, Gina, where he sealed certain areas.
Oh, Gina, that's a Flex Seal?
I don't know.
It's the Flex Seal.
Oh, I got Flex Seal too. I loaded up on that.
So our upstairs, at the last typhoon, our upstairs door actually came off. It was that bad. And our roof here, it creates an area where if it rains long enough, we actually can swim upstairs. And so all of that water came through, it came down our stairwell, and it completely flooded our office. So this time, and we've replaced the door, of course, but this time what he did was, not wanting to take any chances, we sealed the door with that foam, that flex foam. But Jason, he had to hammer it, and he actually used a saw. So he hammered parts of it to take it off, and then he used a saw to cut the rest of it away. It's a metal door, so no problems there, but we didn't realize how tight that grip was. And when you shoot the foam, it gets underneath the door and it comes up on the other side. And I guess that's what's creating the seal. So to get that thing open, I was like, wow, this is incredible.
There you go. The stories you guys could tell. And let's wrap up with this, ladies, because I mean, again, and we do I mean, we're talking about this now when we're, Monday morning quarterbacking this, right? But of course, our thoughts, our prayers, our love, our support, and our always, like, whatever we can do for Tinian and Saipan, like, and Chuk, we're always going to do that. And so please keep me informed about, like, what the association does. But given the fact that you two have more than 60 years of combined real estate experience in this market, and you guys go all the way back to like the 90s, what is the storm that you remember most about the work that you guys had to do as realtors, as far as, assessing damage or getting properties ready, or, literally weathering a storm?
Well, Pang Sanwa was one of those that I think our building was the only one in Tumon that had a generator running, and we had people coming to do their wash. And we even had air conditioning. It was sad that when we looked out on Tumon, hotels looked like a bomb hit them. I remembered where Jamaican Grill is right now. All the guts were hanging out. You remember that? And when I was a kid, the one I remember most was Typhoon Karen, because we were sleeping under the bed of my parents. They were protecting us and shielding us, but having us sleep under the bed. And we were in a Quonset hut at that time. And the only damage we had, luckily, was just a coconut tree that hit the house, but that was it.
Yeah, Typhoon Karen, 1962, passed the southern end of Guam with 170 mile per hour winds.
Yeah. But Pang Sanwa, after that, I think that's the one where it looked like a bomb hit the hotels and other buildings, because all the insides were just hanging outside the windows.
Yeah, Gina, mine was Super Typhoon Paka, because that was in the late 90s. And I just remember that was the first time a tree actually fell, and it actually hit our A-frame at my parents' house and everything, and it actually cracked the A-frame. That was the first time we ever had structural damage to our house, and that was scary.
Yeah, for me, it was Chataan. Remember that year?
Very, very wet.
Yeah, we had that year where we had two typhoons. One hit us in July, one hit us, I think, in December.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember that year we were basically barbecuing our turkey on the grill because we didn't have water and power through that whole month of December. And so, yeah, it was an experience. But you know what? It's these little things that make us so resilient. We can really figure anything out at this point, can't we?
I remember being on Fujita Road after Typhoon Chataan. Fujita Road was underwater.
Yeah. I mean, but we managed to survive.
Yeah, but Guam is so resilient that people help each other and they make things happen to clear the roads, or help in the neighborhood. If this sort of typhoon happened in the States, at least we have the wherewithal to survive. Yep. Over there, I'm sure it'd be way different.
Okay, final topic, Gina. We get a bonus topic there. A lot of people that move to Guam, or people that are, buying their first home, and they're young people and everything, there's they're like, can I just build like a tree house or a wooden house, or can I just buy? This is the reason why we have Guam's building code, because, your winds have to be, the tempered glass to be able to withstand a certain wind speed, and you want a concrete structure, right? This is why we have our code the way it is.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like people who live in areas that experience tornadoes. They're essentially the same thing, but in a drier version. So we have the hardship of all the rain and the wind. And so, yeah, I mean, but I think a lot of people, if they could build concrete, they would. It isn't a matter of right now it's about cost and affordability, but for most people, absolutely, if you could build concrete, do the concrete. And that leads me to a topic that I want to go over During Mawar, I found out that people that are on the land for the landless, people that are leasing, are under that program, leasing through Chamorro Land Trust. I actually found out during Mawar that if you were under one of those leasehold properties, that the Chamorro Land Trust does not allow you to build concrete homes on those lots. I don't know why, but they changed the regulation, and I don't know when it changed. And so during that period, when people were able to apply for the SBA loans to rebuild their structure that was destroyed, they were then told that they could not utilize SBA because SBA only allows concrete structures to be built with their funds, but Chamorro Land Trust requires that you only build wood and tin. I don't understand that concept. And I'm glad this storm was not as bad, so these families don't have to go through that again. But it is something that I think the legislature, maybe if the Association of Realtors can investigate this and bring it up to the people of the legislature, talk to the people at Chamorro Land Trust. It shouldn't be the case. I mean, I just don't understand why that is a requirement in their lease. These families certainly can't afford. Every time there's a storm like this, they're bagging up all their things and going to a family member's home to be safe, and then they're sitting there praying that their home doesn't blow away. I don't get it.
There is the key word right there, because Liz, as you said, so effectively, we've got the resiliency of our people, we've got the great infrastructure that we have here, but the one thing that we do have too is that our Blessed Mother, who is over each of your shoulders and everything, and Satawi and Kamal is watching over us. Ask any priest or any pastor. Our Blessed Mother is always protecting us.
Oh, for sure, definitely.
All right, well, ladies, thank you so much, and I'm glad you guys fared well during the storm, and blessings to you and your families.
Thank you.
You too, Jason. Thank you.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Weekly Renewal is brought to you by Calvo Select Care.
Half a day, I am Claire Calvo, bringing you your weekly renewal. Every year on April 22nd, World Earth Day is recognized and celebrated internationally. Earth Day is observed every year on April 22nd, but this year for us here in Guam and across the Marianas Islands, Earth Day is not just symbolic, it's real, it's raw. It is unfolding in real time as we navigate the aftermath of Typhoon Sinlaku. Some still without power, some without water, and even greater devastation in our sister islands of the CNMI. So today, this isn't just about celebrating Earth, it's about remembering our relationship to it. Earth Day began in 1970 as a movement, a call to awareness about pollution, environmental degradation, and our responsibility as humans. But beyond this history, Earth Day is really about one simple truth. We are not separate from the Earth. We are extensions of it. The air we breathe, the water we drink, the soil we grow our food. These are not external resources. They are internal to our health, our energy, and our nervous system, and our longevity. In wellness, we often talk about nutrition, movement, our mindset, but everything comes back to the environment we live in. When the Earth is balanced, we feel it. Clean air supports lung and brain health. Mineral-rich, nourishing food supports our overall system. Natural rhythms regulate our circadian cycles. And when the Earth is disrupted, we feel that too. And right now, many of us are experiencing stress from the instability and loss, disconnection from routine, limited access to basic resources like water. This isn't just inconvenience. It impacts our nervous system, our immune system, and our mental emotional well-being. Nature doesn't just support health, nature is health. In the wake of Typhoon Sinlaku, which ironically in Kosrae means the goddess of nature, we are witnessing both the power of nature and the fragility of our systems. When power goes out, when water systems fail, when communities are displaced, we are reminded of how deeply dependent we are on both infrastructure and the natural world. And yet within this challenge, we also see something else: community, resilience, humanity. Neighbors helping neighbors, families sharing resources, people coming together in ways that feel deeply human. This is also Earth energy, the reminder that we are truly interconnected. Earth Day isn't just about